Hi guys, it's Miss McGann, and today we're going to talk about absolute value. Absolute value means how far away is that number from zero? What's the value, that distance? So I have a coordinate plane to kind of help with some of the examples. We know that this is the origin. This is 0, 0. If we're doing a horizontal number line, we know these are positive numbers and these are negative numbers. And if we're doing a vertical number line, we know that we're going up is positive, going down is negative. So absolute value, if we're looking at the absolute value of a number, and I always put my hands like this because absolute value is represented by two straight lines. So the absolute value of 3 would look like this. 3 with two straight lines. So if I was looking at 1, 2, 3 on a number line, I'm just going to take these guys off here. This is 0, this is 3. How far away is 3 from 0? 3. So absolute value 3 is 3. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Let's try a negative number. What about negative 6? What's the absolute value of negative 6? So if we're at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be negative 6. Okay. Go back negative. How far away is that from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not a negative number. No, absolute value is going to be positive because we're just telling how many spaces. So if I was at positive 3, I would go 1, 2, 3 spaces to get to 0. If I was negative 6, I'm going to walk forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to get to 0. That's how absolute value works. So how far, if we're comparing numbers, maybe we want to find how far is negative 3 from 7, or if we're trying to find the distance between these numbers on a number line. How far is negative 3 and positive 7 from one another? So negative 3 would be right 1, 2, 3. Positive 7 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. So how far are they from each other? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can actually add those distances together and find that they are 10 spaces apart. What about 6 and 10? We can use absolute value to find the distance between numbers on a number line. So if we found the absolute value of 6 and 10, we would find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And then my coordinate grid kind of cuts off 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll say 9, 10. We're right there. Okay. So 6 is 6 spaces from 0, and 10 is 10 spaces from 0, but 6 and 10 aren't 16 spaces apart. So if we're trying to find the distance between numbers, if they're on the same side of 0, we would actually subtract those. And it'd be nicer if the big number was in front of the other. But the difference between 6 and 10, if it was 10 minus 6, would be 4. All right, what is the distance between negative 5 and negative 2? Let's look at these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So now we have two negative numbers. So we're trying to find the distance between these two numbers in a number line. We can, absolute value, we can use it, but it would be positive 5 and positive 2, but they're on the same side. So we're going to subtract those numbers. Negative 5 and negative 2 are 3 spaces away from each other. What about 4 and negative 8? So how far is positive 4 and negative 8 from each other? 4 is 4 spaces from 0. Negative 8 is 8 spaces from 0. And to figure out this total distance, we can add them together. So when we're looking at distance between numbers and using absolute value or using a number line, notice when they have different signs, if it's a negative and a positive, we're adding them together. When they have the same sign, they're both positive or they're both negative numbers, we're going to subtract them to find their distance. Because if they're on the same side of the equal sign, we're not trying to go to 0 and then come back. We're just trying to find the distance between those two numbers. So those would be how far from numbers on a number line. And if we're doing points, finding the distance between points on a coordinate grid, we would have, let's see, we have our first one is 2, 3, start at 0, go x, and then y. And then if we're going negative 1, 3, 1, 2, oh, sorry, I'm going negative. Negative 1, 3. So we're trying to find the distance between these 2 points. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. They're on the same line, so we would just count those distance. We would find how far away they are from 0, and we could add those together. And since these are the same number, we would just find the absolute value of the other numbers. So this would be 2 and 1. This is positive, that's negative, so we'd add it together. Give it 3. And then the next one, we have 5, negative 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. And then we have 5, negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll want to find the distance when they're on that same line. So notice the x values were the same. So we're just going to find the absolute value of the y values. 2, 7. But notice they are the same sign. They're both negative. So they're on the same side of the 0. Remember, if we're going vertical, then we're looking at this line. So they're on the same side of the x-axis. And so we are going to count the distance between them. We're going to subtract those numbers. 7 minus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I know 2 minus 7 is technically negative 5, but you would find the absolute value of your answer. So the absolute value of negative 5 would be positive 5. So this is the distance between those 2 points. Let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and try it for yourself.